Good evening and welcome back to another episode of Contagious Smile Unstoppable. I have the very sexy. Hold on, let me read your shirt. I asked God to make me a better man, and He sent me my wife. Oh, sweet cheeks. That's adorable. Hi, babe.
Howdy, y'all.
Yo.
Give me the microphone.
You have your own at your desk.
For some reason, my microphone is not working, y'all.
Is it plugged in?
It's plugged in.
Is it turned on?
Was that a sexual innuendo?
Maybe.
Will you stop talking to your 900 voice?
I'm not using my knife.
Yes, you are.
Hey.
Hi, this is Victoria. Can I butter your biscuit?
Oh, you're nasty. Nasty. So we've been so crazy busy.
No, you have been busy. I have been procrastinating.
All right, that's a shout out to Joshua.
Josh, I got you, buddy.
Man,
He's gonna have to listen to this one.
he does listen to it.
Okay.
He has a new podcast called
Oh, that's a fact.
That's Correct. And it's really good.
Not to be confused with all the other "Oh, that's a fact" on YouTube that I saw.
Good grief. Anyway, fantastic, wonderful, just like he is. So we have been very busy. I'm happy to say, after so much frustration, Dear Silence, You Lost is done. Ta-da!
99.9%.
Why you gotta bust it?
Tell us.
Why?
I'm from the 80s.
No, you're not. You're 70s.
70s, grew up in the 80s.
Whatever. So the
Little sucker.
frustration of uploading it, and they're like, you are 0.000000001 millimeter off to the left inside gutter top, whatever. It's stupid crazy. And I was working on it till like 2:30 in the morning, and then all day today. And finally, I was like, "That's it. I need a break." And so frustrating. So now I got the manuscript in and done, and now I have to fix the cover because it's like, by my math, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 decimal points back-sided crooked letter I, T, whatever off. So I gotta fix that. But it looks great, don't you think, babe?
Yeah, so when this book launches, y'all, please pick up a copy of it and share with somebody because it's
Eye-opening.
disturbing, it's eye-opening, it's heartwarming to know that folks got out of these bad situations.
Awful.
They're horrible, really, and these are not made-up stories. Anybody who knows, anybody who's been in this will read this and know that it's all true. It's all fact. My wife can attest. She had to read all of them.
Oh, yeah.
I only read some of them.
Yeah.
And I believe there's some we can read on air.
We can. And it's going to coincide with there's a Dear Silence masterclass. There is a Dear Silence survivor kit course. There is also a Dear Silence course in there for body dysphoria, which is very common in individuals who've been in any kind of an abusive situation, relationship, or any kind. I still have body dysphoria to this day. And I am the first to admit it. My husband will tell you that I don't see myself the way he sees me. That's for sure. I just see not the happy. I see the scars and the removal of critical parts. And I always joke that I'm like the Halloween pumpkin that's just carved out and everything's been taken out from within.
So speaking of removal of parts, y'all keep Victoria in your prayers.
No, my husband and daughter. Keep them in.
Don't listen to her. I'm the boss. I'm the president.
Here we go with that bull crap again.
Keep her in your prayers. I thought this coming Friday, she's going to have another major surgery, and she will be 100% deaf.
Profound.
Because of the surgery.
Well, not because of the
surgery. It's intentional.
But because of the asshole who broke my jaw so many times and shattered my eardrum, and specialists rebuilt it and it didn't work, and all the surgeries later, and and my ear is going to be like a Van Gogh. It's on the wall to look at, and it, really has no purpose except for exterior reasons only. So our daughter Faith is like, you should just, once it's all healed, get like 25 tattoo earrings or whatever in your ear. And I'm sure my husband will be all excited about me having 25 earrings this year, whatever. Can't wear a hearing aid. They said I need a cochlear implant, but what the hell is wrong with our insurance company's $300,000 denial? You know, they won't do it. So they also said I was the candidate for a cochlear for both ears. So that's over $500,000. And insurance says, no, thank you. So I'll be just back on my one chronically whatever hearing aid in one side. But I wanted to touch on that for a second because we went out to help a wonderful couple this evening. And after our daughter is like, I need to get something to eat quick. And so we stopped in to grab a little snack. And just kidding around, I put a napkin in my husband's ear, not like down in the canal, but like just in the outer, part of his ear. And like he just totally disposition changed dramatically. What was that like for you? Like,
Well, I'm just like anybody who loses hearing, it throws off your perception. It throws off, just the echo, the balance of the room, okay, or wherever you're at. It just throws it off, and you're hearing things that it's just weird. So when my wife got her left arm amputated, I spent a whole day wrapped up in a sling to where I could not use my left arm. And I did that for a whole day. And it was
so bad for you.
it was extremely frustrating because I put on my britches and
You asked me to help you button them.
you know
Why gotta do that?
I put on my clothes and then I did everything that day up until I think in the shower.
You couldn't shower. You quit.
So we went out to eat for dinner. We went to Longhorns, I believe.
Yes, but you were so cute. You're like, I can't cut my steak, or no, your chicken. You're like, I
Right.
can't cut it, and you're like, how am I going to do this? And then, it's little things you don't think about. You're like, how am I going to grind the pepper out of the pepper mill?
Sure.
You're like, how am I going to hold that and do that?
So I wanted to spend a day in my wife's life, and I walk in her shoes, so to speak. And so that's what I'm going to do again after my wife's surgery, when she completely loses all hearing in her right ear. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to wrap it up, tape it up the best I can, and I'm going to experience what she's going through so that I can understand. I know it's frustrating, but I haven't walked in her shoes. Until I do, then I can sympathize and empathize. And
But I don't ask for your sympathy.
no, you don't. You don't ask for anyone's sympathy. You're a strong woman.
We went to the gun range last night, and we had our ammo, and there was boxes and boxes of it. And one of these gentlemen was like, "Hey, do you want me to carry that for you?" And I'm like, "Why?" And I just scoop it up, nubbed, and I carry it to the counter. And it was like, "Don't feel bad for me." And it's like, before we left, I was like, "Wait, babe, I gotta tie my sneakers." And he comes in there, and I was finished. And he was like, "How the shit do you tie your shoe one-handed?"
Right.
But it's like there are things that I cannot do that drive me bat crazy. I mean, seriously. Because there's just, some people are like, how do you shave, or how do do like cooking is real pain, because how do you hold the pot to stir it so it doesn't slide all over the stove?
I've been seeing this little blonde lady with absolutely no arms taking care of her little girl, and she
Feed her with
does
her feet.
everything with her feet. She
Yeah.
puts on the child's clothes, her socks, takes things off the shelf, and it's amazing what y'all can do when out of necessity. So I'm very proud of my wife, y'all. But if you have a chance to experience some of what they're going through, I suggest you do it so that you can understand. It's not easy. It's frustrating. Give them time. Have patience with them. Don't get angry. Don't get mad, and throw up your hand. Oh, woman, I got to do everything for you now. No, son, you need to get out of the situation. Oh, yeah, you're gonna be like that. You need a good husband.
Yeah. Hey, it's ironic because it's like there's certain things that you can't do, and I always joke that I need like a USB port strip to like plug everything up and in every day just to get up before I even hit the floor. All the amputees that I've had the privilege of speaking with and counseling with has all told me from the jump that they'd rather lose both their legs than one of their arms. And I can understand how they could say that. I could totally understand. And, we've actually also, and I was very lucky that my husband was with us. We've actually spoken to my team that there's a possibility of, like, how do you explain it? Like a further amputation, like a revision where they're possibly going to take more off of it. But here's what's so ironic is most people to be like, oh, that's going to make me look worse or whatever. I have never stated that I was not different. I will say that. I have always said I am not the norm because my very first thought when I found out I was getting amputated was, I don't want to lose my husband. That was the very first thought I had was, oh my God, Michael's going to leave me.
And that's not true, is it? I just thought of writing back. Oh, Stucco.
No, don't you blame my baby doll.
He just knocked over the headphones.
No. But as a woman, you go through this and you worry on the what if. You worry about, like, tomorrow, believe it or not, I can't believe it. Tomorrow is my 3-year anniversary of my amputation.
Wow.
3 years. Can you believe it? It seems like it was like a month ago, or, it doesn't feel like 3 years at all. And so to learn the irony of having to lose something else on the same flipping week is, it's like, this is the week of me. I lose my nub. I'm going to lose my hearing. It's like the week of removal. And I would just like to, I watch these people do the TikTok videos because I hate scrolling. And, they fight anesthesia. And I would love for someone to record me fighting it because they're all like, okay, if you're a redhead, you get more. That's a proven fact, right? And then if you have a high pain tolerance, you have to have more. Well, I don't like having any anesthetic at all. I don't take the Versed. My husband will tell you, I've never taken a single pain medication afterwards. I don't get the script. I don't fill them, nothing. But when they're back there and they're like, okay, move over to the OR table, and then we're going to strap you in. And we're going to do this and this and this. And then, like, okay, the few times that I'm like, yeah, fine, I have no choice and we have to put me under general, I fight it. And they're like, you're going to be asleep in like 10, 9. And I'm still carrying on the conversation. And I'm thanking the staff. Thank you for taking care of me. Please make sure you get me back to my family. And I literally, and they're just like looking and they kind of laugh because I'm like, have you given it to me yet? And they're like, any second. And then especially if I have a new anesthetic, or anesthesiologist come in or a fellow come in and they haven't worked with me before. And they're just like, why isn't she sleeping? Because they did that once. And they're like, why is she still awake? Why is she still? And they're like, she's fighting it. And I was like, talking just like I am now, right? And they're like, we give her propofol, we give her Benadryl, we give her lidocaine, we give her, we started the fentanyl, whatever it was, the whole like buffet, you will. And I'm just like, so how are the kids? How's the baby? Since, last time I had surgery, you just delivered. And, we're talking about me. And I'm just, literally, and they're like, dude, man, she's supposed to be out. And no, I'm here. I hate it. I don't want to be under anesthetic. It's not something that I like. I wanted them to record me. I think it'd be fun to record me, but I think it would be not advantageous for them in future ORs because they're gonna be like, what are they gonna have to do to put me to sleep? Holy crap. Because you show them pushing the propofol in the videos, right? They're like pushing it. And by the time, they're singing, some of them are singing like Spice Girls or whatever, and then they're like, yeah, and out. I just think it'd be great. They're like, what music do you want to hear? What do you want to listen to? Just talking, shooting the breeze. And I'm just like, okay, anything now. Whatever. Okay. No. All right. I think I'm gonna mess with them this time. I just like totally like lay there and then just all of a sudden pretend and then be like hilarious.
That would be something I would do, yes.
I wondered why do they make you become completely naked under your gown for surgery? Like no underwear, no nothing, right? And if you're doing something Like, okay, my ear, why can't I wear some underpants up in that OR? Okay. I want to know. And they're like, no, you can't wear any of it. Well, I understand if there's metal. Well, then you can't operate on me because I'm all metal, so that's not gonna work, you know? But I really thought about what if I just to see, what if I got those? My husband has not heard this, and this is just completely, we're unscripted all the time. Babe, what if I went and got like Google eyes and put them on my boobs? So
Some pasties,
like Google eyes,
nipple pasties.
just to see, because you know you're gonna hear about it if they pull my gown down, and somebody's gonna be like, "Excuse me,
How dare you?
okay, done."
You don't have a hair on your ball.
Problem is, I'm allergic to adhesive. So how do we do? We have to come up with something. So we have to do something, figure it out, and then they're gonna come up with Mr. Sean. I'm sorry, but there's some googly eye crap going on up in here. If I can figure a way to do it without using the adhesive, I'll do it. I will. I'll go in there and I will too. Like if I could go in there eating, I would have eaten a gingerbread
You know
cookie
what?
hand off.
You know what?
What?
I would like to change subjects now
Why?
because we're talking about my wife's breasts on air.
Well, you wonder what they do in the OR while you're out.
I don't want to wonder what they do because then I might come in there.
Just saying. That's a way to find out, don't you think? I mean, one woman was brilliant. She somehow got a recorder in her wig and she left it in there and recorded, so she knew everything that was going on. She sued and got millions because they were talking bad about her, you know, like, oh, maybe we can call in a liposuction doctor while we're in here and give her a little mommy makeover. She was a larger woman. And they think that because you're unconscious, they don't know. Well, when they got done, I mean, they had a lunch lady cap on or whatever. And then she played the whole thing and she was livid. And
Wow.
so she sued and won. I mean, what kind of hold do they have? They can't deny it. You know, she has the right to say I protect myself or whatever. In the state, you only have to have one person agree to
In this state,
right. But if I remember correctly, it was an orthopedic surgery. It was like on her foot or something. So they weren't even working on her face. But still, I mean, you don't know what they're saying about you in there. You have no idea. I think that would kind of be fun.
okay.
My husband would be sleeping through it.
Seriously,
What were you doing during my amputation surgery?
I was preparing for the drive home.
So you're sleeping.
I was
Laying in space,
I was
unattended, scared because mom's losing a limb. You slept. That's very
getting
selfish of you.
re-energized.
I drove there. I drove there.
Yeah,
so you
when I drove back,
you could have slept the whole way. And for people wondering, what does that mean? You drove back. I went home the same day. I refused admission. I wasn't gonna stay overnight in the hospital. But you should stay awake with our child, not count the inside of your eyelids. Just saying. And I'm in this like
I have a medical condition.
oh dear Lord. Anyway, and
Joshua helped me out.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
He
right.
knows about our medical condition.
Anyway, so we're in this like gotta clean the house, get the house all cleaned up and ready. And I want to thank my husband because he finally finished. No, I take that back. He completed more of the painting of the kitchen. There's still some untouched and
2 small cabinets.
it's not relevant.
That's right. Thank you.
No,
It's not relevant, so we don't need to do it.
About that, it was not
It's
complete.
above the fridge.
You can see it. What about the brush marks on the bottom under the island?
Okay, that I'm gonna touch up.
It's only taken me a year to get him to do it.
Josh, if you're listening to this,
Seriously though,
y'all hop on Josh's podcast. Okay?
that's a fact.
Yeah. Oh, that's a fact. Look him up. What's his last name?
He doesn't use his last name, so we're not
Use
doing
a
it.
pseudonym?
A what?
A pseudonym?
Say opioid.
Opioid? Why are you cackling? You,
What's the secret to a good marriage?
oil.
What?
Oil?
I just say or.
Oil.
I'm the one who's going to start speaking even worse than I do because I hear things differently. What is an or? Like
Oil.
what you row with?
OIL.
That's oil.
No,
Yes, it is. It's oil.
No.
Uh-huh.
that's olive oil.
How does Popeye keep himself clean?
Is this a dirty joke?
How does Popeye keep himself clean?
He dips himself in olive oil.
Now you said it right. Oil.
Oil?
Oil.
Oil. No one's going to understand what the hell I'm talking about. Oil. I need some oil in my car.
Oil. I can't do it now. Oil. Ah! Oil. Oh my goodness. So what is the secret to a good marriage? Seriously.
You just did it.
I cackled?
Yes, you're cackling laughter.
No.
Uh,
No.
Give me this for a minute. Guys, listen. Now I have two microphones over here.
Ta-da!
That's it, and fucking two peppers.
And you give me crap.
I mistakenly did not scoop up this young lady here 25 years ago. Of course, I was already married at the time I met my wife
Which I did not know.
because I was a police officer.
I did not.
Anyway, she has now given me the father right, I say that, of our daughter and allowed me to adopt her. And that right there, because my own other two kids have disassociated themselves from me, that has brought me so much happiness and joy to have these two ladies in my life. And it's just, you know what? I think that after my daughter read a poem tonight
You cried.
at dinner, I think there was some pollen because the doors come.
Season is over. You cried.
It could have been the seasoning from the fries.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some pollen in the room after she read her poem. One of many, guys, many. So, what is the secret of our happiness, of our marriage? Love and laughter.
Sounds like the Al Bundy.
We just, we wake up, we're smiling, we're happy, we say good morning. My daughter will say good morning, slut, or good morning, abuelo. And then we'll go to bed, we'll sit in bed and we'll laugh and pee ourselves and have to get up and change clothes and, drink apple juice and fart on each other. And, that's when you're happy. A
We
family
call each other fun names.
who farts together stays together.
Exactly, Alexa.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So there's your answer. Was that an answer? It's kind of an answer. Okay, I'm gonna give the microphone back.
What? You're on a roll.
No, I've got fat rolls.
I do too.
There you go.
So how do you change so much from the
Nope. Not going
strapping
there.
young lad that you were, who had all these provisions for me as we were involved for 4.5 years, to this?
You become loyal.
Did you say oil?
You become loyal.
You said you
Loyal.
oil.
Loyal. Am I saying it wrong?
Loyal.
Loyal.
No.
Loyal.
Almost.
Oh my God.
Seriously though, you went from like when we dated, he was like, if you cut your hair, we'll break up. If you get a tattoo, I'll dump you. If you gain weight, I will get rid of you. I will not stay with a woman like this. Little did I know he was having like sampling from all over the world. And what did I do? I became obsessed in the gym. Like obsessed. Here's the funny thing, and this is on me.
No, that's not fun.
No, it is, because this is how much I was in love with this man. Not only did I have blinders on, boy, did I ever, but my hair is naturally curly, right? My husband only likes straight hair, which I should have seen as a big note of ding ding. Here's like a little
Now,
indication.
you saw my ding ding.
We ain't talking about large vessels right now. We're talking about
You serious?
yes. So for the whole 4.5 years that we dated, He never saw my hair curly. Like I would go to the gym and go wash my hair, and then I would go home to my apartment. I lived alone, and I would cook him homemade dinner, straighten my hair, and he would call me. And every single night he'd say, "Are you gonna come see me? Are you gonna come see me?" And I would say, "I don't want you to get sick of me." And you said, "I never could get sick of you. Come see me." And even if you were working an extra job, you still wanted me with you. And you had no idea that my poor hair was best friends with a flat iron. And I straightened that crap. And then like I would wear it in a bun or whatever, so that if I was sweating in the gym, it wouldn't get all whatever. Man, like my hairdresser and I were best of friends because when I didn't have time, I'd go in there and say, on my lunch hour, "Can you straighten it real quick?" And he's like, and she said to me, "The sex has to be phenomenal." Because you're just like, "That's my hair." But in all honesty, my husband and I, I'm looking at him, we have never, that is not stuck over my head. We've never had an argument. Crickets.
You want to argue now?
Sure.
Go ahead and finish your thought, because I want to change.
We haven't. We've never had a argument like where we scream and yell and disrespect each other. It's just never
Nope.
happened.
Nope.
All right, change the subject.
So going back to what you said, that
Oil?
something like that,
Okay.
that you didn't have any idea of my extracurricular activities, right?
Being an ICE agent?
But you fell head over heels for me anyway.
I did. I knew before you even opened that trap under your nose that you were in
Okay.
the one.
So you have how many degrees in psychology?
I don't know.
Okay. How many doctorates do you have in psychology?
None.
None. Okay. But you have 3 doctorates.
I don't know.
Something.
Whatever.
All right, listen. So I don't know what this is called, but
Gate.
it's not the Stockholm syndrome. Okay.
What is the
But-
Stockholm syndrome?
The victim or the person being in prison or held kidnapped by the kidnapper or the abuser, they fall in love with them. Okay. You can mistreat a dog and that dog will still love you. Why is that similar to what happened to you? Why were you so madly head over heels for me?
You were prior to my abusive ex.
Okay. And I had all my extra.
I didn't
I
know.
was a whore.
And all
Okay.
fairness, hold on. Let's call it out. I did not know.
Okay. I was a cop and I had many side pieces, so to speak.
But in all fairness, did I have any idea?
You did not.
Because the minute I found out,
Yes.
I ended us.
Did it?
Are you asking if this is your fault?
Did it get rid of the love in your heart though?
No.
That's what I'm asking. Why didn't it?
Because you were always my place. You were always I knew when I met you, you were my meant to be. You were my one. I knew that. And that was before my abusive ex. I knew.
Okay.
And it doesn't make sense to say that you always made me feel safe because, I had multiple black belts and I did all this martial arts and then I did.
I was one big walking lie.
I didn't know that you had, and you know what? When you told me about her, you did it so delicately that I think that's another reason why I never stopped looking at it because you said, and if people are gonna be like, "What?" I met her, is how I found out about her. He had told me he cheated on me with his ex when she came in town, and that's how they got pregnant, right? And so he had told me it would never happen again, and I forgive him. And then, like, when his son came home, he brought his son right over to my apartment. So, like, I saw and like was involved with the cute little thing for a very long time. And he used to run up to me. He knew my name and want me to pick him up and hold him and snuggle him and change his pants or whatever. I mean, that's how long he knew me. And the thing is when I finally asked, why was I not good enough? And let's just put it out there. we lost a baby. We lost our daughter. I was pregnant and I lost the baby. And he said to me that he felt horrible for not telling me about the wife, but he needed to have me in his life. And so he'd rather have lied to me and kept me in some capacity than none at all because he needed me. And he said it with such genuineness, and his eyes were full of pain and sorrow for what he had done by lying to me that I knew. I mean, and the thing is that over all this time, I heard him on the phone with her, and he didn't talk to her like a spouse. He talked to her like a pain in the ass, like he was just like, what? What do you want? Why are you calling me? It was not, there was never an I love you or anything. So I was, and with that, and then I'm sure I had blinders. I never thought you did anything wrong until I learned. But like you were everything. And we were talking to somebody that was family for me today, actually, on a Zoom. And he even told my husband, he's like, I heard all about you forever, right? And this was after the abuse. This was in that period of time where, I didn't date anybody. I didn't want to be around anybody, whatever. But this guy was like a brother to me. And he was, oh yeah, I know about him, finally good to meet you or whatever, and it's like when you know, you know. So I don't know if that really answered your question or.
Yeah, I'm just curious about why you would still retain that love
Because true love never dies.
after you find out that this person is so horrible,
But
that.
you weren't. You never hit me. Okay, hold on. You never hit me.
Mhm.
You were there for me when I needed you. Always. When you were my one call when you were my call when I called you about the abuse. And we met in one of our places. And when you saw me, you were bawling, right? You came to the NICU and you met her. You waited for me to meet you until the NICU was closing down because that's the only time I would ever leave, right? Right. So, and it was only the one time I came out of the hospital. You came up there, you checked how security was there to make sure that we were as safe as possible. You went to court with me and sat by my side when I went to court against him. You went to the bathroom with him, and to this day, I don't know what was said in that bathroom. And it's like one of my 8 wonders of the world that I really want to know. That was the one time I really wanted to be a man and just go in there to a urinal and hear what was happening. But before, and my husband doesn't have the best memory, and he always says that I have like this photographic memory, and I'll tell you what, it's a horrible thing to have because I will tell you this, and I'm looking at him as he's saying there's no pollen in the room. When we went into one of the court hearings, and I literally had just went in the bathroom and threw up, and I came back out. You said to me, "Come with me for a minute," and you took me out of there, and you took me around to the back hallway, and you said, "Come here." And there was a couple of people who tried to come down to make sure I was okay. You said, "No, I got this. Go, give me a minute." And you were just to them, you were like, "Give me a minute." But with me, you weren't. And you looked at me, and nobody could touch me physically at this point of where I was in my life. Like, my husband to this day is the only person who can touch my neck. He can touch my throat, right? Anybody else, and that's, we're gonna fight. And that's a trigger. But you knew like nobody else could come near me and touch me unless it was face. And you looked at me and you asked me if I was okay, and I was shaking. I remember this like it was yesterday. I was shaking. And you looked at me and you said, "All right, kid, you have to get it together." And you wiped my face with your hands. You put both hands on either side of my cheeks, and you tilted my head down and you kissed me on the forehead. And you said, "You got this, and I'm right here with you. You're not alone. I'm here." And it was like, I can't even begin to tell you what that was, because when you said that to me, it felt like all of this strength came from within. And I was like, "Let's go." And then we went back in there, and I held my head up, and you're like, "Don't you dare give him that satisfaction." And I went back, and you had met him a few times, and y'all hate each other, like nuclear hated each other. And I went back in there, and you sat beside me enough and close enough where I could feel you. And every little bit, you would just take your pinky and rub my hand. And it was like, I've got you. I'm right here. I'm right here. And you stayed right there. And when we were all leaving, you were right beside me. And it was like nothing else mattered. And that's why. I mean, people make mistakes. And see, to me, mistakes is timing, right? Like if you had killed somebody, that's not a mistake, right? And you never hit me. You never belittled me. You never talked bad to me. You did have some crazy premonition about some bull crap.
Anyway,
Yeah, that was total below me.
okay.
And now you knew that was a farce, but you were always there. And to this day, I'm so sentimental, it's ridiculous. I have the pen that he wrote I love you for the first time on. I have the text message that he sent 20 years ago where when he first saw Faith, he was like, oh my God, the world cannot handle a second one of you. And you said, that little shit is so beautiful. You put the poop emoji and said BRB.
Mhm.
And I still have it. I still have that text. And I have pictures of where I taught you in the police academy. And I have pictures because I thought you were the finest ass. And I have a picture of your ass. I do. But I mean, it didn't matter what my day was, what was going on in my corporate world, what was going on anywhere. When I got around you, I honestly was like melted butter. I was just done. It was done. And it was just like, even back then, I didn't understand until I was with you. Like nothing mattered to me. Nothing outside while we were together for those 4.5 years mattered to me as long as I had you. If I lost a job, which I didn't, but they come and go, friends come and go, apartments come and go, whatever. But as long as I had you, I didn't care. And that was the mentality and mindset that I had for that entire 4.5 years. Big fat.
Give me a hug. Give me a. That was good.
That's okay. Then
No, that was great definition of, a happy marriage.
but we were married back then.
No, we weren't. But people just heard roots, you know.
Like it was, you think, oh, you're so giddy when you're in high school or whatever. And it's not the same. Like when we started seeing each other again and you were living in a different state and you would fly up to see us. And I mean, Faith and I would take you to the airport. I remember this one time at band camp, I went in and I went to the bathroom and I dreaded it. I went in the bathroom, I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, just give me a sign that I'm not just that butter again, that it's real and that I've been through hell and she's been through hell and I won't let anyone close to Faith. And I have said from day one that Faith would only be your daughter. Like nobody else could be her kid. No one ever would be worthy enough. And I'm in the bathroom and I'm staring at the mirror and there's
I'd already walked away.
you'd already gone through security. And I was like, give me some kind of sign, please. Because I can't take the pain of losing you again with everything I've already been through. That would have just, I couldn't. And we had stayed friends over the term of us not being quote unquote together. And I'm composing myself and I'm like, okay, I just need to walk out of here. And if it's meant to be, it will. And I walk out, and this is in the common area. This is like where you say goodbye to everybody, and then they go through security. And in Atlanta's one of the worst airports in the world. And so, in order to come back where I was, you'd have to clear security again, come out as if you're going to baggage claim, and it's a big ordeal, right? So I come out of the bathroom, and as I come out of the bathroom, standing right there in front of me, and no one else is around. No one in Atlanta airport, which is impossible, is you. And I was like, what's wrong? And you were crying. You were crying. And you said, I couldn't.
Pollen. It was pollen.
Oh my God. So everybody who wants to move to Georgia, don't, because
Lots of pollen.
So I looked at you and said, what's wrong? And you said, I couldn't leave without kissing you one more time.
Oh.
And I remember hugging you, and I was like, thank you. I mean, you're not romantic. I'll give
I'm
you
not.
that. I wish I could get you to be a little bit more romantic, but that was just the sweetest thing. Like to me, his romance is he does once in a blue moon, hint hint, leave cute little notes for me to find, and they're the sweetest things, and they're hilarious. Like over my desk, it says, "I love you. Don't work too much. I need you." And then over it,
Tonight.
I didn't want to add that. And
I
then
need you tonight. That's what it says.
it says, "Love my chicken." And then it says, "Always here, always watching, always loving, always yours, always soulmate, soulmationship, baby." But then he'll like, I had to go take Faith to a doctor's appointment. I get in my car and I'm putting like my tea thermos in the cup holder, and there's a little post-it note, and it says, "I can't wait to have my chicken pot pie tonight." And that's a little innuendo for the adults. And I was like, oh my God, like that's him, right? And that's what's amazing. It's just sometimes I'm looking at him and he's like, oh, no, that's not a technical difficulty.
Is that how I snore?
It's bad.
That's a snore?
Yeah. I have it recorded.
Sound like you're hocking up a loogie.
I do have it recorded, but we can hear you downstairs and we can hear you all the way to the kitchen. But yeah, I look at him and I'm like, it took me a long time to get you here, buddy.
Well, that was a fun episode. I didn't know we was going there.
Rusty are here.
Yeah, they're getting Nancy. I think they gotta go out.
They just want their mommy. Here, make everybody laugh. Tell them what Stucco does if you get in your mommy. It's so funny. I love it.
Stucco is our golden retriever,
And my service dog.
and Rusty is his son.
Who's faith service dog.
They produced a lot of children here over the
A
past
girl,
3 years.
girl, golden retriever. But what happens if my husband comes anywhere near me?
This fat heifer,
Hey, watch your mouth. That's my
I'm
boy.
not talking about you, I'm talking about the dog.
You just called me fat.
No, this fat
Fat ass.
heifer, Stucco, will push me away with his paws
Or his nose.
if I try to get near my wife to give her a hug or a kiss.
But what's even better is if we're in bed, all of a sudden Stucco becomes like Airbud and goes flying in the air from the bench over in front of the bed, comes jumping in the air and just paws my husband right in the nuts. Like,
I know no one else has dogs like this, right? Sleep in a bed with you, get between you and your spouse.
that my boy. Look, he's doing it right now. Good boy. Say hi, everybody. I'm Perfect. I bet he could say oil.
Thank you to all the new members who have joined Mighty Networks, our academy. We've had a lot of members join last week.
And
Stop today.
104 promo like scholarship classes, courses.
That's awesome.
Baby. And the only way we continue to do that is if we continue to get donations from people like you who even could donate $5 because these courses are valued at hundreds of dollars a piece. But I don't want someone who is, evacuating a abusive situation to say, do I feed my kids? Do I take a course on survival? And of course you do both. And so we're never going to charge you for that because healing shouldn't come with a price tag. But we do need people to help us keep, paying for the expenses a month. I don't draw a paycheck. My husband doesn't draw a paycheck from any of this. But, we have to pay for the platforms and the electricity. And I draft up and create all of the content, and I don't get a dime for it. I know Stucco is giving kisses to everybody. Stucco is the key person for Stucco Squad, who's just amazing because he's my boy. So handsome. Yes.
And don't forget to go to Amazon for any of the books by Victoria Cure. And please jump on and support our good buddy Joe. Can I call him JoJo?
He is gonna whoop your ass.
Dr. Joe?
He is gonna whoop you. I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell him right now that you can continue. Like, is it almost like a man crush? Is it like a little man crush that you guys have?
Oh, that's a fact. Y'all look it up and check out his very first episode here.
And I want
It's
to
about
add,
procrastination.
I want to tell you guys that not only is he like super nice, he's a good friend. He is doing the like pre-trailer, pre-launch kind of trailer for our book. So you'll hear him everywhere. So please support him, support his show because it's fun. I like listening to it. I like the sound effects. I mean, he's just a great guy. He's really smart and everybody needs to follow him because he's worth it.
Yep. Thank y'all for listening to Contagious Smile Unstoppable. Unstoppable. With Victoria and Michael.
It's my speech issue.
Hey, I have a medical condition.
That's for sleeping, and that's not sleeping around. That's just sleeping.
Good night, y'all. Good night, woman.